Disclaimer: the following program features language not suitable for all audiences, and the expressed opinions found within this program are a reflection of those who feature on the PopCulture Effect podcast. Welcome to the PopCulture Effect. I'm Rockin' Rob, and on this show I bring my closest friends together to talk about all of the news happening in our pop culture world around us.
Hello there, this is the PopCulture Effect with your host, Gemini, myself. I'm joined today by some of my greatest friends that fucking Christ, I hate myself.
And that is staying in, folks.
Anyway, I'm here with these two assholes, Blaze and fucking Subset, because Robbie's still in the goddamn editor room. Yes, hello. He's still in the editor room, and the other one is dying. Not really. His internet's dying. But anyway.
Robbie keeps on messaging me stuff. I've just been ignoring it for now. Hopefully he doesn't blow me up with more messages throughout this.
He needs to get his ass back in the editor's room. Anyway, besides the point. Hello. So, we are reaching a point where the days of 2023 are coming to an end. Never mind. Let me restart that. Holy shit, I'm not good at this. Oh my god.
Okay, I am neither. That's why I suck at this as well.
Yeah, restart. Okay, so today we... I need to practice. I need to get better at this. Anyway, so, oh my god, I'm sorry, Robbie. I'm really trying. I'm not used to this.
Don't be sorry.
This is great content. This is on YouTube. Remember that.
Future Robbie, you're a bitch.
Anyway, so, today's a pretty short one, such as myself, with what am I starting out with? Oh my god, this is why I don't host very much, because I'm a dumb bus. Anyway, so, I will be kicking off the discussions for today with Disney's, well, it's not exactly the most recent because it has been, like a month, I'd say?
2 or 3 weeks. About 3 weeks at least.
3 weeks is equivalent to close to a month. So about
plenty of reviews.
Yes, enough time for it to get plenty of reviews, which have been very disappointing from what I've heard about Disney's latest animated movie, Wish. From how it sounds like it did come from Wish. So that's that. So from what I have seen, because I will admit, I did not see the movie because I do not have enough time or money to go see a lot of new movies that comes out. That is why my fellow co-host Blaze tends to do a lot of movie reviews because he's a movie critic. I'll
be honest, I missed this one too.
It's a Disney movie in my opinion. A lot of times because of their streaming service, you kind of can just wait till it comes on Disney Plus, which I could have done, but I don't have that either. But that's besides the point. But I have heard and seen that this movie pretty much flopped, which is disappointing because I'm pretty sure this was meant to be like a milestone movie for Disney. I think it was meant to be like their 100th movie released since they started back in...
Not 100th movie. It's supposed to represent their anniversary of 100 years.
Yes, that. Thank you. 100 years. I knew it was some kind of milestone and 100 years. 100. It was something with the number 100. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yes. So from what I've heard, that this movie is rather uninspiring and kind of lazy in certain aspects, which I have seen a comparison between Disney's Moana during Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's song of You're Welcome and how it was beautifully animated and how they had all these little details and everything. They kind of did a similar thing with the villain for his song, but it was a lot more lazy. There wasn't as much beautiful animation. It was just kind of like the back art and then him like doing little diddy bop dances, and that was it. And it's like, oh, that's disappointing.
Where's the spice, man? The spice.
Yeah, and like, I feel the plot had potential, where the basic plot was there's this, I believe it was meant to take place setting-wise somewhere in the Mediterranean area, or I think that was the setting. I'm not 100% positive, but it was set in like an island-esque area. And, you know, the villain, which I should probably quickly pull up the names quick. I should have done this. I am such a professional individual.
How dare you, Gemini?
I know, I am a professional. Anyway, so the main villain, whose name is honestly kind of stupid, King Magnifico. I'm gonna be honest.
King Magnifico, great name for a villain.
Like,
I liked it.
It's not a bad name, but it's not a unique name. Does that make sense?
Hold up.
And I was correct.
Chris Pine voiced him?
Yes, Chris Pine voiced him, which, you know, I'm kind of sad that he was, you know, he went from, I'm not too sure what else Chris Pine has been in, I'm gonna be honest, but like, he went from such an amazing movie of the D&D movie to this, like, bruh. But yes, I was correct. It was on a Mediterranean island, Kingdom of Rosas. Maybe put too much emphasis there. Oh no, Iberian Peninsula. Okay. Yeah, so it's set in like Spain, pretty much. Spain, Portugal, in that general area of the world.
Out there.
Yeah, out of there. But pretty much, you know, you have King Magnifico who has these powers to grant the wishes of his kingdom. And I guess the stipulation is he, you know, the people of his kingdom come to him and ask for wishes. And I guess once a year he grants one person's wish. And supposedly the caveat of this is when you request a wish from the king, you forget your wish. And I guess that was kind of one point of contention with the movie. And it's like, I mean, if they knew going in that requesting a wish from the king, they were going to forget about it, that's kind of a form of payment, you know? It's not like he's stealing their memories of, like, you know, their whole life's memories or anything. He's just like, oh, okay, you want this wish? Well, so that way, you know, you're constantly not hounding me for it, because I'll get to it when I get to it. Yoink. Like, I don't think that seems very harmful. But I guess the plot of the movie kicks off when the protagonist, Asha, I guess, wants her grandfather to have a wish fulfilled. And King says no. Teenager gets angry because she doesn't know how the world works, because she's like, why can't you grant everyone's wishes? Because that's not how the world works, girly. And pretty much movie kicks off. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of glad I didn't see this one. My opinions are weak because I feel the movie was kind of weak.
I think what kind of comes down to it is Disney overhyped this movie for the fans as it being a spectacular homage to 100 years of Disney. Yeah. But the movie doesn't really reflect that it's being an homage to 100 years of Disney.
I did hear that, like, there were meant to be little bits and pieces that were meant to be, as you said, homages and callbacks to their previous works that they've done, but it was kind of too much.
Yeah, like I think there's like the wish bubble things that Magnifico has, or whatever they are. Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, like one of this, because I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard a bit about it. I think one of the scenes, like in the bubbles, you see like all the different Disney movies as references in the bubbles.
Yeah.
Like you see scenes from all the other Disney films in it. Mm-hmm. But I think really just what struck this movie was just it being so overhyped and getting people's like hopes up of what this movie would be. And I think that direction that Disney tried doing with it didn't do its justice. And that's probably why people aren't liking it as much or just aren't caring of watching it from what they've heard.
Yeah, because like the general consensus, I guess, says it's an okay movie, but it's been getting smashed by the critics.
Bland.
Yeah, because like, I don't know, nothing. Yeah, it doesn't feel like fresh or creative, and I feel the reason for why King Magnifico, like his reasons for being a villain he's a weak villain. I'm gonna be honest. Disney's pumped out like some rather weaker villains. Like, you know, some could say Cruella de Vil is kind of like a weaker villain because her main point is that she just wants to kill a bunch of puppies to make a coat line. Yeah, that's
cruel.
It's cruel, yes, but it's nothing.
A villain?
Yeah, it's cruel, yes, but is it like you know, the level of a villain where, you know, they're trying to take over the world or something? No, she's like a minor, weaker villain. However, I feel like even King Magnifico's reasons for being a villain are even weaker than that, because the reason is because, you know, he gets all these wishes and he only grants one a year, and then he hoards everyone else's wishes for himself. And it's like, I mean, okay, does the wishes make him immortal and he's trying to get immortality? Like,
nah, he's just greedy.
There's no meat to the bones of his of him being a villain.
Like, if he was a villain in the sense of every wish that he keeps, it like grants him power, and he has like this plan to kind of like essentially expand and make his kingdom like a massive empire and become like this, you know, cruel, iron-fisted ruler of the world, it'd still be a little weak, but it'd be a lot better than I keep all wishes because I can. Like, that just seems like a very weak reason for him to be considered a villain. And because it says like he gets corrupted with the power, and it's like, well, yeah, I guess you could say he gets corrupted, but I wouldn't call it like evil atrocities corrupted, more just like, oh, okay, man's got money. That's a very common thing we see.
Bitch.
I don't know how updated this is, but apparently through Rotten Tomatoes, the box office for US gross, they've only hit about 49 million for Wish.
The wiki here says 106.1, but their budget was 200.
Oh, geez. That 106 might be worldwide, because the 49 is just just US gross.
Yeah, so clearly they have made some money, but they didn't make it back.
No,
They're still missing well over $100 million that they spent on the movie.
Yeah, they're still missing half of the budget.
Yeah, and like I will admit, like the designs for the characters aren't bad. Like I'll admit, King Magnifico looks pretty magnifico. Like he don't look half bad.
The animation of it does look pretty nice.
Yeah, like the animation looks good. Asha's design looks pretty good. Like this is one of the few times that I think we've had a Disney female protagonist who has, I believe, braids in this sense. And no, I don't think because
yes, only one with braids. You're right.
Yeah, because Moana had like she has curly hair, but it was like natural curly hair and everything, as reflective of people of Polynesian descent and everything. But this is the first time we've seen one with like braids, and I think that is, that's nice that Disney is showing that representation. Do I still hate that she's got the same face, female Disney face? Of course, but that's just because I hate same face. I understand it's easier for animation, but it's 3D animation. At this point, I feel like you should be able to at least make it different enough. I know you could also argue, well, that's Disney style. I don't care. Make her look a little bit more different instead of the same copy-pasted Elsa face. Anyway, that's just a rant I have from an artist perspective. I don't know. I feel like for it being a milestone movie, Disney definitely could have done a better job. And I honestly feel this is kind of going to be one of those movies that fades into the background and not really be talked about. Hell, I don't even think it's talked about now, and it's been almost a month, and I don't think people are really talking about it too much, which is sad.
Honestly, I think Disney's little short little short skit they did a couple months, 2 months ago, they did this little short animation where like all the photos of all the Disney characters at our Disney studios come out of their frames and go out into the front of the Disney studios to like take one big group photo together. That was that was a better 100-year homage video that was only like 5 minutes compared to this whole movie.
Yeah.
Because there was a heart to it.
I think what they should have done if they wanted to do like 100 years of celebrating Disney is, I honestly feel like, and real quick, was Wreck-It Ralph was Disney, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like they should have done something along those lines where there's like some kind of, I don't know, like a cinematic universe disaster and their universes are colliding together and they have to figure out how to get everyone back into, unless they all are in the same universe, I don't know. But honestly, if they aren't, that'd be pretty cool. Or like, of certain like timelines, like say a lot of the medieval-esque ones, or at least in that rough time period of it's clearly not modern times, but it's also not like, the Dark Ages, like those from Cinderella, Little Mermaid, even this one, like they're in their own, I guess, universe, timeline, whatever. I don't know, just kind of like the thing is like there's this one character who's like, oh, if I don't know, I'm talking out my ass with this, but I feel like that could have been a better idea because
there is that giant theory of Frozen, Tarzan, and Little Mermaid all being in the same universe and at the same time period.
You mean it is true? What the
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, they could have done something like that. Like, sure, is a lot of the voice actors for the older the older movies, are a lot of them either retired or long gone by now? Of course they are. And would that make it difficult? Probably. But with how far technology is, and as much as like AI voice generation, which we've talked about that before on this show about how it can be problematic, I do feel it could have been utilized for that because because like an example is Snow White is one of their first movies that they ever made. I highly doubt the voice actress for Snow White is still around, and if she is, I highly doubt she is not at like voice acting anymore.
I feel like,
and if she is,
I feel like when it's stuff like that, situational stuff like that, I feel like it is okay to do like AI.
Yeah, because
if they can't find someone who can do like a perfect impression of that role,
especially if it is meant to be a commemoration movie like how this one is of their 100 years, like they would probably want to keep the similar, almost identical voice. And Snow White had, well, it's been a long time since I've seen Snow White, but she had a very like high-pitched, like soft voice, correct?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Which isn't hard to replicate, but if they want to keep the authenticity of it, I don't know. They could have done something else. They could have done something so much better to commemorate it, but this was what they chose. And, as I said about Robbie, it's, the pit they dug for themselves and they have to lie in it.
The saying is, you've made your bed, now you have to lie in it.
Well, the thing is that the storyboards, there was a storyboard that was released that it was a different story for Wish, and everybody's more hopping on that because it was a more appealing story. So instead of like what we got from this movie, it was supposed to be like a love story, like a good callback to what Disney movies were supposed, like a fantasy. That was the whole point. Everyone
I wish
goes
they
to
would've
watch these
done
movies.
that.
It was the main female lead falling in love with what was at that point Mr. Face villain, but in this one he's the love interest, and his name was Starboy, doing granting wishes, but they weren't allowed to be together. It's been a hot minute since I delved into that.
Oh my god, it's like a star-crossed lovers kind of thing.
Yeah, like it was gonna go through this whole romance of forbidden love and shit, like something that honestly, dude, where's the fantasy? You gotta let some kids dream, right? That's the whole point. Some people watch these damn movies.
I feel like they should have done that instead of some stupid revolution movie and whatever.
Landlord bullshit.
Honestly, because like I get it, I don't even know which demographic like a revolution story like appeals to more than just a love story. Like, yeah, I get it. A lot of the older movies did have some form of like a love story, and to some people it is kind of bland. But like, I'm gonna be honest, there's always that like nice magical charm about a fantasy love story. Fantasy revolution, it depends on how it's done. Clearly they didn't do this one too well. But moving on from Disney's big ol' flopperoonie, Blaze, what do you have to tell us about The Boy and the Needle?
A needle?
The what?
I don't know, I just read
The what?
Heron.
The Boy and
The Heron.
Yeah, Heron.
All right, let's restart that because that's getting cut out.
Oh, come on.
Nah,
Fine.
we can leave that on. It's all fun and games. But no, Boy and the Heron. Oh my god, this movie was fantastic. Me personally, I've watched a good amount of Ghibli films. They're a cult classic to me and a lot of people. A lot of them do get a little out there and a little weird. This one is definitely like them, probably one of the top ones to go really into the weirdness a bit, in my opinion.
So it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. But Boy and the Heron, so far, everyone's loving it. Tomato Meter has it at a 96%, with the audience having it at a 90%. And the story is a little weird to follow, but it starts making a bit more sense towards the end of it, but some of it still kind of, you still kind of think about trying to piece things together a bit towards the end. I don't know if maybe it might just been me missing a few things, but that's how it felt like for me personally. But honestly, even with it being a little confusing at some parts, it was a phenomenal film. I've been waiting all year for this movie because I've been really hyped to watch it, and theaters have it in both subbed and dubbed. I watched it in dubbed, and my god, the voice acting, the people they chose for the roles were perfect. The person I would probably give the most praise for, surprisingly, is Robert Pattinson being the Grey Heron.
That's right, I did see something about that, how he voiced in one of those, in a Miyazaki movie. Yeah. Was it that?
Yep. He needs to do more voice acting roles, because my god, he knows how to voice act. If you didn't know he was in the film, you would not tell who he was. That's how well he did, and how well he was able to change his voice and really hold it for this role.
That's impressive, because I don't think he's done much voice acting work. He's mostly been a live action film actor, correct?
Mostly live action, yeah. But you got a lot of people, big roles in here. I'm not too familiar with the work of the voice actor for the main character, but Luca Padovan was Mahito. We have Christian Bale as Mahito's father.
Oh, damn, Christian Bale?
Yeah, Christian Bale's in it. Dave Bautista as the Parakeet King. Yeah, there are like humanoid parakeets in this movie.
I see.
William Dafoe is another one, is a noble pelican.
Defoe.
Yep. Florence Pugh is one of the girls in the movie, Kiriko. Mark Hamill's in it as the grand uncle.
A lot of big names.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names in this one, but mainly the story of Boy and the Heron, how it goes, without me trying to spoil anything and give you a little bit of a review. Mahito moves away out of Tokyo to go be with his aunt, now mother, as his mother died in a fire and him and his father moved out of Tokyo to be with his aunt, who ended up marrying Mahito's father afterwards, and they're gonna have a kid together. And
I hear that is a common practice.
yeah, as he's trying to live there, the gray heron that flies around the home basically keeps messing with Mahito and trying to drag him to this abandoned tower building in the forest of in the anchor of their land that transports him to this weird world that deals with magic, a bit of time travel, and just some weird shenanigans going on that lead back to his granduncle. But I thought it was a great movie. All the characters were very good, compelling. The story was fantastic. The animation was great. Ghibli films have a really good way, or I guess I should say Miyazaki himself, he has a really good way of making a modern animated film still feel like an old classic one with how the animation is done. Like, if you would have put Boy and the Heron next to like Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle, for instance, you would have thought they came out in the same year, which I think is kind of a good thing with how Ghibli films are with their animation. It definitely shows they still stick to what they know best and they know what works for their animation.
Oh, definitely.
I thought it was fantastic. I'd really recommend anyone who gets a chance to watch it. If you prefer sub, that's fine, but I'd honestly give the dub a shot just so you can hear some of these actors play these roles, because some of them will really surprise you and you won't even realize who it is at first if you weren't told right away.
No.
I'll be honest, a lot of like the Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli films, like I'm sure in their original release in Japanese are also really good, but like their dubs are also really fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Like, because like that's sometimes you can run into with dubbed movies and shows, regardless of if it's anime or not, where a lot of times the syncing looks kind of off. And I know that's more of an issue with like older ones, but I remember like anytime I watch like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, even Castle in the Sky, which is one of their older ones, like I think that was released in the 90s, the dubbing is always very like, it's good quality, like it syncs really well for it meant to be syncing with the Japanese language versus the English language. So like a lot of times, like if you don't know that it's a Japanese made movie, you would honestly probably just think it was an American made animated like movie. I know I did when I first watched Spirited Away.
Wow.
I had no idea it was an anime movie because I think I watched it around the time when I was slowly getting into anime, so I didn't know right at the time that it was an
My brain started making me conscious.
But yeah, moving on from here, Subset, what do you got for us right now? Something about Fallout related, I take it?
I would like to hear.
Well, it's no big news, of course.
Oh, no big news,
totally
my
happens.
ass.
I mean,
We're
I think we
all
talked about it
gamers.
I think we talked about it once before on the show, but like I heard they dropped more juicy content.
During the Game Awards, dropped
Of
out
course.
another trailer. And, right now I'm not specifically talking about the trailer. I'm just wondering where this is gonna lead, right?
For the Fallout show?
Yeah, like, obviously I can already feel they have a plan with this, right? Mm-hmm. Because if I remember before the recording, Bully, didn't you mention it that this will be like
Yeah.
Fallout 5?
Kind of. So I don't remember where I saw this. I don't know if it was like a quote from the directors or someone who helped like work on the film or not. But I believe it was a quote from the directors that they were kind of treating this as, in their mind, Fallout 5. So it's definitely gonna be a bit of an original story to my knowledge.
That makes me curious though. Is Todd Howard at all anyway? Like, does he have any association with this movie?
No.
Like, okay, that's what I was curious, because if he did, part of me wonders if they managed to like wrestle out a few little like sneaky informations from that old chess nerd back in the day. We know he's admitted in an interview. Anyway, that old chess club nerd. Like whatever they have planned. But if he doesn't, then yeah, that's intriguing, concerning a smidge. But I still have, I don't care. It's Fallout.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Fallout.
The Fallout TV series will be canon with the video games.
Oh, it's gonna be canon.
So I guess this is
on Appalachia.
this
The
is just
second
their
plot.
own. This is their own spin-off series of the franchise following another vault. Is my idea that what probably is going on with the show. I mean, I haven't watched much of the trailers. I feel like you've delved into more about it. Subset.
I was watching the leaks before that, and whatever I can, that was proof. Actual proof.
I think my only issue that I saw, because I didn't watch the trailer because I'm weird when it comes to even the slightest bit of spoilers, but also I don't care with certain spoilers. It depends on how much I care about the franchise, and Fallout is one of my like obsessions. But I've seen a couple screenshots. I think my only complaint so far is the ghouls be looking a little too smooth. Those be looking like smooth skin.
Ooh, yeah, like, okay, that's something that I've been seeing, kind of like, why the ghouls don't look like ghouls?
Yeah, they just look like someone who got dipped in a like pot of like boiling water for like 5 seconds. And yeah, I know,
Yeah, really
like,
touchy.
yeah, like I know, like when that happens to human skin, it does like obviously get a little up, but they're not looking like they've been scorched alive by the burns of radiation and everything, and their skin is literally sloughing off, because that's the point. Like that is correct subset in the sense of they're literally like radiation zombies, ghouls, regardless of if they're feral or not. And they don't be looking like, you know, radiation zombies. They don't look like like irradiated beef jerky. They just be looking like hot water burn victim.
Now, I'm gonna give them a pass because I just need to imagine the acting, like at least with the actors and shit. That must be uncomfortable as shit if they decided to go with the original. So I can give that a pass for the comfort for the actors.
However,
it'd be an adjustment.
A contention point for that is, I don't know, because on one hand, that could be a contention point in the sense of if we do want to go off of the comfort of the actors, and for all we know, they could already be doing this in the sense where they just slap the old mocap suit with like the onesie and the balls like glued all over. They could just they could just like 3D model on, like, you know, the radiation burns. However, the flip side of that is then when they do that, that does like take away then the need for like makeup artists, and because of that they are sorely like getting out marketed. So that's why if they are going with the traditional route of the fact that they're putting these people into prosthetics and makeup, that is probably then for the comfort of the actors, and you do want to think of that because, you know, acting isn't easy. You know, we all try to think, oh, you know, being an actor is so f***ing easy and you rake in all this money. I've never acted once in my life. Just trying to start this thing, I f***ed up I don't even know how many times, and that even ain't acting. I'm not even speaking English at this point, like proper English. Anyway, you know, so I can't even imagine like all day having to try and do these scenes over and over again in this like these costumes, and like you have to like constantly having to get like your props and your makeup and everything like retouched. That just sounds so like draining and like exhausting. So like, yeah, you do want to think of that because it's it is difficult work.
But power armor looks clean though.
It does.
Power armor.
I really liked that they actually brought out the power armor on stage for the Game Awards when the actors came out to talk more about the show. Mm-hmm. It does look nice, a really good one-to-one representation from the game into this show.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember from the screenshots, were they Brotherhood of Steel paladins, or is that like...
They didn't... I couldn't really tell any insignia for the Brotherhood of Steel, to be honest.
I was gonna say, because I know in the Fallout universe, there are people outside of the Brotherhood who use power armor, but a lot of the individuals who have very clean, well-maintained power armor, 9 chances out of 10 are Brotherhood of Steel members.
I'm seeing one of the logo, like there's an insignia on the power armor on one of the screenshots I'm looking at. Looks like it's sword pointing up with wings and cogs around the sword. Is that Brotherhood of Steel?
Yep. Yes. Yeah. So it is, and I was gonna say, depending on where it takes place, and honestly, if it is meant to be like canonical, especially after Fallout 4, if that's the director, producer, the people behind the plot of the show, you know, if this is meant to be canonical, Fallout 5, and depending on where it's at, yeah, the Brotherhood of Steel would have a pretty big presence. I think especially on the East Coast, lore-wise, they have a much larger presence than in the West Coast.
I wish I learned to read a bit more because it literally said Brotherhood of Steel right underneath the photo. I feel like a dumbass.
It's funny.
Also, reading a bit more, or at least from a few other screenshots, looks like it's going to be following Vault 33.
I think it's a new one.
Yeah.
Because I don't recall there being a Vault 33 in any.
It's a control vault.
And it does look like Todd Howard is having is having some work in this. He executive produced this show.
Oh, so they did give the location of where this will take place. Santa Monica Pier, it'll be in Los Angeles, where Santa Monica once was.
Oh, Oh, neat.
Oh, so it's on the West Coast. Well,
Hey, it's
they're all-
my territory, bitch. Where one of the bombs fell.
yeah. Oh yeah, they put a jumpsuit in Fallout 76 for it, I guess. Understandable, but that's besides the point. Oh my
Like,
god,
the set pieces are pretty nice so far. I'm enjoying the set pieces that I've been seeing.
Oh yeah, no, and the vault suits are actually really good quality.
Now I just need to wait like until I see a proper ghoul. Other than that, the next step is seeing the wildlife at that point and really get a really grasp of what they can do.
Oh my god, wait, if they're in California, if we don't see a Cazador, I'm gonna be sad. If there's no Cazadors, I swear to God, that would mean technically that there should be super mutants because I think they originated in the West Coast, the super mutants. So I wonder how they
Migrated
would.
over pretty fast.
Yeah.
after.
We need to get a
Well,
watch party together and just watch the episodes together as a group as they air.
We do. Like, I mean, I think in Fallout 3, which took place in DC, there was a vault that was making them, but I think the first super mutants were in like Fort Mariposa, which was in Fallout 1, which took place pretty much, I believe, it took place in California. That's why it's like, I think they originated from over there. Fallout lore is kind of all over the place, but at the same time not, because of the fact of like, you have the old games and then you have the newer games, and some stuff does get kind of like,
We're gonna see Nightshades. Let's go.
we might. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get too like excited about certain things that were in the game.
Baby.
Oh my! They will probably have that because Deathclaws are like the staple fauna of the Fallout franchise. Which you mentioned earlier, Subset, that there was mentions of I almost said Doctor House. Good Lord, Mr. House. So that also would explain mentionings to him because of the fact it is taking place in California, which isn't far from New Vegas. Well, it's far, but like, you know.
He's not human. He is a robot.
Well, yeah, he's, you know, spoilers for New Vegas. Spoilers for New Vegas. Yes, Mr. House is basically a you know, he's a robot. He's a robot being piloted by a husk.
I don't like him, but
Yeah.
like so far, I'm hyped, and hopefully we might see like other maybe spin-offs of different parts of California. Well, not California, like of the U.S. as a show.
Man, I just want to see Pennsylvania in one of these damn games. I am still angry. Quick side note, I am still angry that 76 changed its location because originally they wanted it to take place in Pennsylvania, but they last second decided to put it in West Virginia because that's where a lot of Appalachia is. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, Western Pennsylvania has a good portion of Appalachian. Jesus, I don't know. It's depending if you live in West Virginia or in the mountains. I guess you say Appalachia, but everyone else says Appalachians. So it really all depends on where the you're from. I've always heard it as Appalachian. Yeah, it's all over the place. But yeah, they originally wanted it in Pennsylvania, but then they decided to go with West Virginia because it looks a lot prettier. And I'm like, off, it looks the same.
Damn, some real beef around here.
Yes. I mean, I'm glad that we were in two DLCs, the same one, because when people think of Pennsylvania, it's one of two places, Pittsburgh or Philly. Understandable. While with California, you've got like 1,000 different things that you can think of because it's California.
Hey.
Speaking of locations in video games, so the map for GTA 6 got shown, and people are making jokes that if you put it upside down, it looks like Michigan.
I've seen that, but I've also seen it looks like the ass end of Florida.
That's what people are saying, that this like state that they're in is supposed to resemble Florida in their own world.
That's me.
Oh my god. You can already do Florida man level shit in like GTA that's not in GTA Florida. So like just Florida man in GTA Florida. Good Lord, that man's gonna be practically a god, a chaos god.
What do you mean? That's me, of course.
All right, we'll go to Florida and become the new the god of chaos. That's your calling.
Like calling? Nah, man.
The god of chaos in Florida.
Nah, man. I can't deal with Florida.
I've never even been to Florida, so I can't say anything.
You know, oh my god, I hope this at least brings some life back to the franchise, at least by a little bit.
I don't think it could do any worse than the Halo series. Which
I mean,
some Meow got a season 2 greenlit.
Well, the old green light shows that were a little stinky, but then shows that kicked off really well, they're like, no.
Yeah, let's season 2 Last of Us though. So
That's true.
Dragon Age Absolution doesn't get a season 2. I'm gonna cry.
Do you think Fallout might be winner of next year's Game Awards for game adaptation?
yes.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so. We'll have to see what else comes out for next year, but God,
Yeah.
am I hoping it will be.
We're not going to get Last of Us season 2 next year, are we? Or is that going to be the next year after?
If it does come out next year, it might be near the end, and they might pull a Nintendo
Nintendo.
where it'll be out for like a week, and they're like in the awards, and it's like,
God.
bruh, your show's been out for 3 days. Though, did they release it like each episode, like a new one each week, or did they pull a Netflix where they drop the whole season in one go?
Nope, they did it weekly.
Okay, so I guess it depends on when they drop it. If it is near the end of the year, I don't know. We'll have to see. I didn't watch it, so I have no idea with anything about that.
I don't remember if they did or not, but I think they did like the first 2 episodes at the same time, then just did an episode every week afterwards.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to excite more people, and it worked.
It worked.
Oh my god. So I can't wait for this. I hope this turns out well, but you know, gotta have some doubt in there. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm ready. I'll take some disappointment. At least it's better to have this than not. Oh, it just reminds me of all the fan films back on YouTube that people have done. Like, oh my lord, now finally seeing something on the screen come full circle. Took us this long to get it.
So long. I will admit, because of my dislike of live action, I'm a little worried about that, but I'm sure it will still be pretty good. A part of me would kind of like to see it a bit more in like an animated format, whether it's 3D. Well, most animation is 3D at this point, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think seeing it in like an animated form, they probably could do more. Like the ghouls might not look as boiled alive. They'll look like actual irradiated bacon strips. They'll look like a hollow from Dark Souls 1.
Fallout would actually look like Fallout. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, but I mean, even before they released all this information with just like the teaser pictures of like the Giga Mart and everything, it still looked really cool. So I have a lot of high hopes for this. And
will this be another hidden One Piece?
it could be. I didn't see One Piece, but I heard it was really good from you guys.
It was good. It was good. Like, holy shit. So I hope I can reach the same levels of excitement and joy for this series.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty much what I got on that topic. Because I can't wait any longer. I need it right now.
You need it.
Why do we need to wait?
I know.
Why have we need to wait?
Is Blaze gonna talk about Godzilla then, or no?
Boy,
Oh, is that my transition of going into Godzilla? All right.
I wasn't sure. I was mostly like mumbling that for Subset to do a transition, but we can keep it like that.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about Godzilla.
good save.
No, Subset. Go ahead. Give me a transition.
No.
Look, if I had to suffer for opening us up.
All right. So, yeah, another movie I got for us, Godzilla Minus One. Holy this movie was amazing. Not gonna lie, a lot of people lately have put like Shin Godzilla as like the best Godzilla film. This one took the cake. This one is number 1. This one is probably the best Godzilla movie ever made. And I know that is something very strong to say, but a lot of the fandom and even critics are acclaiming that as well. Like even on Rotten Tomato, 98% across the board on both critics and audience. And this version of Godzilla, because fun fact, this movie is also kind of an homage to 70 years of Godzilla. And this version of Godzilla kind of goes back to the original look of Godzilla and like just kind of modernizes it a bit better than some of the newer stuff we've seen. He still has like the wolf looking face and whatnot. His like the big legs, small arms and everything, and it all just looks like it was an homage to like the original Godzilla. And Subset, you watched this too, didn't you?
Yes.
What'd you think of it?
I lost my mind, dude. Like, oh my god, like it deserved what it was marketed as. Man, it Godzilla fans out there are eating with not only with the show, this movie, and the next.
Yeah, because they announced like when Minus One went in theaters, they also announced that day of the next Godzilla and Kong movie too.
Like, holy shit, this is filling very big shoes. Like this whole franchise able to bring him back once again, seeing new heights, not only for where it was released, but just globally for a movie. It broke. So I'm so glad this movie became a thing. I'm so glad this thing was made.
Honestly, I think one thing that really does this movie so well, they actually had a compelling story with the human factor that made you intrigued throughout the entire film. You actually...
It wasn't friendship.
But you actually cared about the humans and the story going on around Godzilla. They blended it all very well with the main character's PTSD from the war and Godzilla seeing him prior to Godzilla again later in the film. And just the story was so compelling and well done and gives hope to... It basically was trying to show the hope in humanity of Japan after World War... What was this, 1 or 2?
Probably 2.
Yeah, of them trying to get hope back after the devastation of World War II. And this movie, I mean, Godzilla has always been just a representation of the nukes that hit Japan. And this movie just kind of hits it even deeper. And oh my god, Godzilla's heat ray is devastating in this one. I mean, I know some versions of Godzilla do it pretty crazy, but this one was nuts. It's like one big charge up and you expect it to just be like a laser beam that just lasts for a little, blasting everything. No, it's just a quick shot and then nuke in the distance.
Wow.
Literal upgrade, bro. Literal upgrade. There's so much you could say about this movie, but Trent.
I'll admit I've never really watched a Godzilla movie.
Go watch one, Gemini, right now.
This one's a really good one to get you into Godzilla because this is a phenomenal film.
Okay.
At the end of the day, Godzilla is still a monster.
Yeah, because that's the one thing this movie did. It brought back Godzilla to its origin traits of they're not an ally to humanity. They're here to you up. They're here to claim their territory.
Except for Monkey's friend.
Monkey.
Yeah.
Speaking of monkey, apparently, like, not to get off topic, but aren't they coming out with like a 4th panda movie, Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah.
They are. They just released a trailer for Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm a little worried for this one, honestly, because I feel like a 4th one might be a little far. They're really trying to stretch this franchise. I don't know if a 4th one is a good idea. Not to mention, the Furious 5 isn't even in this either.
And that's A-okay.
Then what's even the point?
From the trailer, though, Tai Lung's coming back, though.
Who is
he was the villain from the first one.
Yeah, the first one. And Poe needs to find the next Dragon Warrior.
Oh, so it's like a beginning of a next generation kind of like...
Kind of, yeah.
Yes.
And he's dealing with a new villain called the Chameleon who can steal the Kung Fu powers from another person and literally change themselves into them.
Interesting.
So she brings back, or they bring back Tai Lung, and I don't know who else they also absorb powers from, but they bring back Tai Lung from the dead, steal their abilities, and are just kind of ranking up on abilities that they can shapeshift into to use.
Whoa. For the record, Tai Lung didn't really die. I would just send him to the different dimension, the afterlife. He's still alive, but he got sent to the afterlife.
It's a child-friendly version of saying he died. Why do you think the 4Kids form of Yu-Gi-Oh said, I'm gonna send you to the Shadow Realm? It's because they couldn't say, I'm gonna kill you. It's the child-friendly way of saying they're dead.
But yeah, I'm a little worried for Kung Fu Panda 4. I hope it does well, but I don't know. I feel like it was fine after the third. Honestly, I was fine with just the first two because I thought the first two were fantastic.
I was gonna say,
The third one was okay. The third one is a good one, at least. And that's just a lot for trilogy animated movies.
But yeah, going back to Godzilla though, I highly recommend to anyone who is thinking of watching or hasn't watched it yet, I would highly recommend watching it. It is a perfect movie, and honestly, I could see it winning a few Oscars this year.
That'd be nice.
One can only hope.
Right, yeah, one can only hope.
So with that said, Jim, I'm gonna go watch it right now.
We're forcing you to watch it.
Yep.
Okay.
Right after this recording, you're gonna go watch it right now.
Yes.
I get it next too.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for Godzilla. But Robbie, stop messaging. God damn it. Okay, so Robbie's begging me to go to the editor's room to discuss something.
He's a bitch.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
So, you like pizza or?
I like pizza. I actually just ordered pizza.
Oh, kind of pizza.
All right. Okay. I'm back.
Domino's. What do you want?
He wanted to nerd out about the Doctor Who 60th anniversary.
Oh, okay.
So
I need to get back into watching that. God damn it.
Now, I feel I have some splaining to do because what was supposed to happen was Blaze and I were supposed to talk about the Doctor Who 60th anniversary, have our little bit of fun, and then cut right back into the main episode. However, we ended up talking way too much about it, so it's gonna be next week's episode. So enjoy that and enjoy the rest of this wonderful 2023 recap episode.
He also tried to sneak out behind me when I tried to leave the room, but I pushed him back in.
God damn it. Keep that scrungly rat in the editor room. Whoa.
Your tone, change it.
Make me.
But anyway, that's all we got for topics today. Gemini, is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
I mean, nothing that comes to mind. I mean, the only other thing is this is our last recording of 2023. I can't believe that we have made it to the end of the year and everything. I mean, a lot has happened in 2023, ranging from video game releases, movies. I mean, clearly, if you've been listening to us since the first episode, which, by God, I'm sorry with how we were in the beginning, and I'm sorry I'm sorry for how we will continue to be. I'm not actually sorry.
I'm not either. I'm actually am. I'm a nervous wreck. Please forgive me.
How many? How many episodes have we done so far? Oh my God.
24, 25, around that number.
24, 25, give or take. It's been a few.
Then you know what that means.
This is like either episode 26 or 27.
So is that counting how many still have yet to be like edited?
The 24 one just got completed, so this is technically be maybe 26?
26, 27.
Wow.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot.
Guys. Yeah, we actually got shit going, guys. We're making progress. Look at us.
Hell
We're big
yeah.
stars now. Not really. We can dream.
One day, maybe.
One day.
Oh, that reminds me, Robbie may be locked away in the editor's room, but he is soon gonna throw me into the artist's alley.
Yeah.
And not the stinky one in cons either. He's gonna throw me outside into the alley to start drawing.
Good.
And I won't be let back in until I complete it.
Good. You need a tan.
Look, man, we're not as sunny out there in the West Coast, and yeah, I know I'm quite pale for my background, but that's besides the point. I'm also a hermit who only leaves to go to work.
Hey, I'm a hermit too. That's no excuse.
Because you're full-blooded. I'm not.
Oh.
It's because the West Coast gets more sun than the East Coast does.
Sometimes.
You live in a desert. I don't.
You live in the wetlands, I think.
I don't live in Florida.
You live in the
I live in the
trees.
I was about to say I live in the equivalent of American England, but that's more up north, like, you know, the like Massachusetts and everything. That's more like, well, it's literally called New England. So it's literally called the New England states, but like I'm a step down from that. So whatever the climates of like Germany is, I don't know. We are a German town though. God, I'm so glad that our German festival was over. That could have been a topic if it was a bigger thing. Oh God, Blaze, am I gonna have to be the one to close us out?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Some say you're next.
No.
No.
God. I guess.
It's terribly opening on.
Go.
All right. So are we done then, or was there anything else you guys wanted to discuss?
Oh, you thought you could get out of this episode without me? You thought that you could escape this episode without hearing from me? My God, who do you think is the mastermind behind this whole project? I don't care what they say. I don't care that they say they've locked me away into a dimension. This is my domain. And honestly, I just want to talk about some cool things that happened this year because, oh my God, Learning with Pibby crashed into the ground and is no longer going to be made into a show. We had Nickelodeon All-Star Brawls 2 come out with all their DLC. We finally saw Jimmy Neutron in the game, but we didn't see Timmy Turner, and we're probably never going to see Timmy Turner. Maybe in DLC, but probably not. We saw the launch of the finals, which is personally my favorite FPS game that I have played, honestly. And of course, we have the transcendent finale of Loki 2, which has actually been included in some scenes of Marvel's What If 2. And also, we get to see the evil queen zombie of Scarlet Witch, who is rumored to be the main antagonist of the Marvel Zombies project, which I am so excited for. That's pretty much all that I have on my mind right now to sum up what I loved about this year. And I'll pass it to my friends as we head into a new year of adventures and news.
All right. Well, before we close out, I just want to remind you guys that there are other podcasts that would really love to have you as listeners from CJSW. If you could give them a check out on their website and or station, because I'm not familiar with this. Hoo boy, please, if you want to do your signature with these two.
Don't forget to check us out on YouTube at the Pop Culture Effect. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Greatly appreciate it.
Please support us.
Please.
Please sponsor us if you can.
With that, I'm Gemini, and I am very grateful for my two co-hosts here to join me in this discussion and tomfoolery of pop culture. Blaze.
Woo!
Subset.
Heyo.
And I'm Gemini, wishing all of the fellow loyal listeners a wonderful day. Whenever you are.
Recording has started, so whenever you want to take it away.
Boy. I'm trying to remember how I usually do this. It's a good thing for editing. I'm not making Robbie's life more difficult because this is more shit he has to cut out. But you, Robbie. This is
right.
This is the grave you made, so lie in it, or however that saying goes. I don't know.
Room grave.
Come on, man.
Yeah, honestly.
Ma.
All right, I think I'm good. I think.
Hey. The Pop Culture Effect. Gremlin.
Yeah, honestly. Hold on. What are we again? Pop Culture Effect. Okay.
Oh my god. Doesn't even know the material. Oh my god.
I don't.
Is this your first time? Holy shit.
It is. It was always Blazer Robbie. All right.
Oh wait, give me just a sec. The cat's screaming like a banshee.
I can hear it. I can't hear
You can hear it?
Yeah,
I heard like a very.
Where's your cat's at?
Okay, you're good.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right. I almost said good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. I slapped myself a few times. I'm sorry.
Okay, take your time.
Don't forget to introduce yourself, because I realized last episode recording I didn't really introduce myself. I just introduced you guys.
Yeah. All
I
right.
know who you are.
I keep wanting to say good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, and all things in between.
Honestly. All right.
Menace is in the timeout corner.
Oh yeah, he's just lurking probably.
Okay.
Probably lurking.
No, he's not. Not on my end. Anyway. All right. Hello there. This is the Pop Culture Effect. I'm your host today. God damn it! I almost said
Yeah.
No.
You sound like Poppy for a second.
Who?
Oh, Digital Circus.
Oh, okay. Anyway.